All right, Coach. First off, I know this is kind of probably a day that you've thought about a little bit before today, but what's it like now that this day is finally here for you?
It's really been a surreal feeling. I mean, it's something where, I've thought about it, and it's, replacing Coach Roderick, and I always known that it was a possibility, but for the day to actually be here is kind of, I kind of feel like I'm in a dream.
I want to ask you about following up Coach Roderick. I know you played here, you played for him. He's been kind of a mentor for you. What's it? I guess how does it land for you? What's it like to to follow him up here?
I'm really blessed, just to be able to. His first year here, I was a freshman, so I got to play for him for 4 years, and we won a state championship my senior year. And I was in college going to Missouri State, and I talked to him one fall day, and he said, "Hey, why don't you transfer back here and start working for me?" So I started working for him the next year and did that for 2 years. And it's amazing how fast it's been 20 years now. So I've been working, with him or underneath him for 20 years, and I was a head coach for 7 years. Him and I talked weekly, so we've stayed on the same page through this whole process.
I know the players probably knew before we did, obviously, but have you had a chance to visit with the players and kind of what was that first interaction like? After knowing that you had the job.
Yeah, I got to visit with the players this morning, and basically what I told them was three things. One, it's this job's never been about one person, and Coach Roderick's preached that to everybody. And number two, our coaching staff, when this job came open, our coaching staff got together, and all of our coaches on staff were really supportive and kind of pushing me to be the next guy to take over. And they had my back and said they're going to stick around and they're going to be a part of this with me, and that gave me a lot of confidence moving forward. And then talking to our players this morning, we've got good kids, and I'm in the weight room with them every day, so we've got great relationships. I told them today, hey, we want to be, you're already good football players, you're good students. We want to be great football players, great students, and we've got the right kids to do that, and that's why I took the job.
Talk about the coaching staff that's here currently. Do you expect most of them to be here, or is it all of them that are going to continue to be here with you?
As of right now, most of them are planning to stay, and I know it's January, so it's early, but we've got a lot of coaches with a lot more experience than I do, and those guys want to stick around. And one thing about being a head coach before is you're only as good as your assistant coaches, and we've got a pretty dang good group right now.
I guess one of the biggest questions is how's it going to look different when people come out on Friday nights, or is it going to look different? How do you anticipate you guys looking on Friday nights?
My first two head coaching jobs, when I took over Riverton, the numbers were down and we were trying to, build something. And then, I got the job at Seneca, and they'd had, a ton of tradition, but at the time their numbers were down as well. So we were just trying to build up a program. And, then you get this job, and it's, definitely not a rebuild. I mean, the success that Webb City's had over the last 40 years is, nationwide, just unbelievable. But, maybe this job's more of a remodel. And I'm excited to get with our coaching staff and kind of see what it is that we need to do better and start evaluating every aspect of our program. And once we do that evaluation, we'll put together a plan as a group, and that'll be our plan moving forward. But definitely excited to get that ball rolling and get with our coaches and see what we need to do.
What are some of the first things that I guess you plan to do to kind of make it your own?
That's a good question. Right now I'm trying to keep my head above water, and we actually start our off-season workouts tomorrow, and that's been planned for a while, so it'd be nice to jump in tomorrow with our kids that aren't currently playing a winter sport. But the biggest part is, letting our coaches and us communicate together and try to figure out, what Webb City football looks like moving forward.
Talk about this league. Obviously you played, you coached, and you've been around this league. How tough is it going to be to continue to compete in a league that seems to be getting better all the time, and it's already good?
Yeah, this league's unbelievable, and it seems like it keeps getting better and better every year. And you look at what Nix is doing, and what Joplin's doing, and we've lost to Joplin the last 4 seasons, and Republic, our last game, that was Republic's first time to beat us in school history. So, and then you got Carthage sitting over there, who has been the best team in the conference over the last couple of years. It's a big challenge. But you as a competitor, you want that challenge, and you want that conference where you're gonna have to work extremely hard. And it's one of the best conferences in the state, and it's got some of the best coaches in the state, and hopefully I can hold my own.
Last question: how much do you look forward to the football aspect of it? Getting out on the field, coaching, starting that process instead of kind of doing what we're doing now and talking about talking about it and it all being theoretical. How much do you look forward to getting out and working with the players as the head coach?
Yeah, Coach Roderick gave me a heads up on the retirement a little bit before news broke on that. So basically since the end of the season, I've kind of been preparing for this opportunity and the administrative side of it and trying to get things like that squared away. And I've watched very little film from last year, and I've thought very little about X's and O's. And what I'm really looking forward to is getting our off-season program going and kind of getting some of these new things out of the way, and then diving in with our coaches on X's and O's and seeing what we need to do to get better for the future. The first thing I asked for from our administration this morning was that I thought John Roderick Field at Cardinal Stadium had a nice ring to it, but they told me that was above their pay grade or my pay grade. So hopefully somebody out there can hear this that has more pull than me.